Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a beer courtesy of Allagash. Thank you, sir. Not Allagash. Ommegang, another Belgian brewery. This again really weird. They sent me a package from Boulevard, so they had to send beer from Ommegang to Boulevard to send it to me, and I don't think anybody reached out with my email or for my email. So somehow Boulevard slash Ommegang has my actual address. I mean, hey. They sent me beer, so that's all that matters, right? They also didn't send like a letter or anything, saying like, hey, blah, blah, blah. So thank you to whoever the person is that is working for Boulevard, Ommegang, Firestone, Walker, Duval, that is sending me beer. Appreciate it. They sent me 2 beers. So this is the oak aged triple ale aged in oak with oak chips, so 9 barrel aged. Best Buy, like 2 years. Yeah, they have to send this fresh. So it's 2-year Best Buy on this. They also recommend 42 degrees to have this guy. I'll probably have it around there. If you guys ever want, I recommend it. Oh, nice carbonation on that. Just throw your beer under a little bit of hot water. Just like roll the bottle a little bit. Just pick up the temperature a little bit. Obviously, don't tell you to like burn or destroy your beer. Like putting it at like 90 degrees, like not a good idea, but just a little bit warmer. Anyway, we'll talk about Ommegang in a bit, but pretty cool. So that looks like a triple, right? They have the beer at like 4, 5 to 7 SRM. I find like, yeah, probably, yeah. Maybe a little darker than that, but the beer comes in a like medium to deep gold color, wonderful kind of carb on that. Oak chips probably add a little bit of brown, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what oak they're using? But yeah, they recommend 42 degrees, which is, I'd argue, like a little cool, but hey, triple maybe you want a little bit more refreshing. So beautiful head, obviously built. Let's get on with this guy. A little bit of haze too. Yeah, so that's huge, kind of like banana. Tons of that. Banana, spice. Smells classic Belgian. It's like the phenolic ester thing. Like, I get a little bit of like almost like light citrus character. Like, maybe some oak, but that smells like a triple to me. Like light biscuity malt, but mostly just like a really nice kind of like citrusy orange character. A strange kind of like ester that's one of the esters they put in the BJCP. It's like orange, definitely tons of banana. Their yeast is generally like pretty banana forward, especially in their vit. So quite nice. Cheers. 9%, by the way. Quite nice. So that's a triple, and there's just maybe a hint of like this kind of like sweet tannic woody thing that comes in. Full blind, I would have a hard time finding it because the beer's already dry, and maybe there's a little bit of that kind of like dry kind of tannic quality up front. You get the perfumey quality. It's floral. I guess the phenols are just, the alcohols I find, especially in the Belgian beers, like specifically Belgian Gold Strong and triples. There's this aromatic floral element that I get like very specifically from these beers. It's like a floral, higher alcohol kind of thing, and then banana comes in, a little bit of citrusy orange character, maybe a light orange peel, lemon peel even, but yeah, mostly like almost like a cooked orange peel kind of character. Just orange zest if you use it in cooking. And then a little bit of biscuit malt. It's dry, hides the alcohol well. And then like, yeah, I would have guessed there's something up with this beer. Like, it's not a normal triple. There's something a little extra like, oaky and woody to it. But again, it's almost not necessarily like perceivable. I wouldn't have immediately guessed, because it doesn't. It like when you think oak, I think most people would consider like oak barrels, bourbon barrels, and there's like such a distinct character from those barrels. There's oak chips, so I'd argue maybe already giving some of this kind of like drying tannic note. But again, in general, I'd argue it's hard to find. But as you wait, there's an aftertaste that's like woody. I mean, it's like wood shop. It's piney. Obviously, it's oak, but it's like no, sorry, not piney like like hops, but like actual pine. Doing woodworking class and all that stuff. Quite nice of beer. Extremely drinkable, as they call it in Belgium. It's digestible. It's got a wonderful dryness, quaffability. Another good descriptor. Oh no, it's not descriptor. Quaffability. Yeah, I guess it's a descriptor. Nice fluffy mouthfeel from the carbonation. Tight beer. I mean, and the alcohol is quite nice. Part of these beers is the Belgian beers. The alcohol is actually like part of the equation. It's like enjoyable. I mean, I guess you get that with anything high alcohol, right? Like double IPAs, imperial stouts. The alcohol is part of the flavor, but with Belgian beers, it's so important to it. I feel the higher alcohols like offer these flavors, these like floral elements to it. Like it's perfumey, boozy note. Something it's like perfumey, boozy in a fun way that you enjoy out of like bourbon and spirits in general. Very tasty guy. Quite nice. Before I get over, let's talk about like Ommegang a little bit. Like as a brand, they've like transitioned to this like neon rainbows. Like I guess they're in New York, so like part of like Northeast and New England. They instead of like sticking to tradition, sort of like Allagash, they transitioned to like neon rainbows. I'm curious, you guys like, are you guys like Allagash buyers that like have like caught onto that and like, okay, I'm buying the hazy IPA from Ommegang. Who knows? I guess maybe I need to try some neon rainbows, and they do like variants of it too. Like recently, Dustin, my coworker, he tried some like raspberry neon rainbows, hazy IPA, fruited hazy IPA. So, and then also in the podcast talk about how they could have pushed hard on like their like solid like Belgian brand and pushed like Hennepin, which like something like Boulevard like still crushes like Tank 7. Like Tank 7 is, I guess, like a pretty good brand that they have really focused on. Obviously, on draft, they, I guess, sell a ton of like unfiltered wheat, but it's hard. I mean, Belgian breweries are dying. Spencer, Trappist Brewery in the U.S., Massachusetts, had to close. Belgian breweries are definitely ones, Belgian style beers and English style beers are just like completely, lost their market share to stuff like pastry sours and all the Berliners and all the hazies. And I guess Ommegang thought ahead and wanted to do hazy IPA instead of like something like Hennepin, Saison, which, yeah, I mean, that's their move, And I guess it sort of works. I mean, I don't see Sophie that much anymore for Goose Island, and they have AB InBev behind them, so. But yeah, what a tasty beer. Definitely not, yeah. Definitely a triple with a little bit of like extra drying character. Like I do one of these on the tongue thing. Oak age quality. Definitely nothing like Curio, which is like either bourbon, Allagash's bourbon barrel aged triple. But quite nice. Super drinkable. Solid rating. Let's go with a. It's really fun to see, a large brewery, Belgian based or Belgian style based, and again, the Vit, I need to get that against Allagash White because, man, that Vit was so good. Haven't drank any triples recently, so solid rating. Let's go with a. I mean, drinkability is high, repeatability. I don't know. Again, it's for me, it's hard. Like the market's pushed towards sessionability. I try to push towards it. I don't know how people do in Belgium, drinking these like 7 to 10% beers. Like they're just like they're Cajun beers. They're beers that like, what are you supposed to do with this guy? Especially if you do a 4-pack or, thankfully, like these beers are no longer 750s. Like I remember for a while, like Belgian beers 750s, blah blah blah. But even then, like now the Belgian beers are now in 4-packs, right? Saint Bernardus and Chimay and all this stuff. Like nobody's buying 750s anymore. So. Well constructed, super drinkable. I start drinking more, I get more of that oaky thing. I wish it was maybe more interesting in its like Esterfino profile, like something cool going on. But the drinkability is great and it's well constructed. So 90, 92. That is Ommegang OK Triple, fantastic beer. I mean, super well constructed. If you're a triple fan, you definitely need to pick this up because what is just a delicious beer. And I mean, outside of that, I'm sure I think triples come in the States. Obviously, Allagash makes a crusher. I wish Ommegang just sold the triple. That'd be cool. Obviously, La Fin du Monde. I can't think of many American triples out there. I'm probably wrong. You guys can tell me about the American triples that you guys like. But a little bit of oak on here. And yeah, I think it's actually pretty good with the 42 Fahrenheit recommendation. Because as this warms up, it's probably going to get a little boozier. I think it works well because I also think the oak probably is going to get a little messy as I try to enjoy a little bit more of this. So good temp. 42. Still pretty cold, you know, like your fridge is probably what's it's at 35, 38. So just they're arguing just a little bit more. And a 9% beer. A lot of places, a lot of like if you put the temp, they'll tell you like, 45, yeah, 45, 50 maybe even some places, but 42 they want it pretty cold, and I probably have it at this ideal temperature I'm touching right now. And I don't have one of those like temps, like I don't have a thermometer for that. I I used to own one for the fridge. So anyway, well, no, I don't have like a thermometer for this beer, but I think it's about that temperature. So 93 from me, fantastic stuff. Thank you, whoever at Boulevard Ommegang sent me a beer. I appreciate it. Just let me grab my address though. I appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers. Later. 93. Later.